Phil hung up and pocketed the phone. Up until now, curiosity had kept him rooted to the spot, and clearly he was not alone in feeling that way. But now he felt uneasy, the awkwardness and weirdness of the situation registering as a quiver in the pit of his stomach. And while he was rarely the kind of man to intervene or contribute to situations he deemed none of his business, the words were up and out of his mouth before he could even think to stop them. "Maybe someone should call an ambulance?" he suggested, the words aimed at the manager, who was gathering himself with great difficulty, his face the color of a beet. And then the mother moved. In a motion better suited to a machine, she reached out and snapped free of its hook a bag of sour candy. Her other hand came up and she ripped the plastic bag wide open. Candy flew on both sides of her. Like a seagull hovering above a school of mackerel, the kid inspected the colorful debris and then dropped to the floor to retrieve them. The woman turned, her gaze like a lighthouse beam as it swept over the onlookers before settling on the nervous face of the manager. "Miss, I'm going to have to ask you to With both hands and hard enough that her knuckles made a hollow thwack sound as they mashed her upper lip against her teeth, the woman crammed 2 fistfuls of the candies into her mouth. As if helpless to do anything but mimic her, the manager's mouth dropped open. With the spell broken by repulsion and maybe the same note of trepidation that had insinuated its way into Phil's stomach, a few of the shoppers at last began to make their way out of the aisle. Phil started to follow. But then the child, hands full of multicolored candy, rose and once again stared at him. Inexplicably unnerved, "It's a kid, for Christ's sake." Phil composed a smile he was sure must have looked as plastic and insincere as it felt. "Hey, kid." Propelled by impotent outrage, the manager hurried away, no doubt to fetch someone with a steelier disposition. Phil felt abandoned. Overhead, one of the fluorescents flickered and dimmed. The mother stopped chewing and turned her empty eyes on Phil. He nodded. "Hi there." Both of them were staring at him now, neither one of them moving. Then the child extended his arms to offer Phil the candy.